Hey, I'm so sorry. I can't make it in today. yeah, yeah, I'm really sick at the moment. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna rest up. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye.
Chucking a sickie after a big night out with the boys. It's an Australian rite of passage. And as a proud Aussie, I'm honoured to live in this great country, recognised for its high living standards, great minimum wage, and our famous laid-back lifestyle. But it's got me thinking, are we too laid back? You see, Australia has adopted the nickname the Lucky Country with great pride, and we're indeed very lucky to call ourselves Australian. What a lot of people don't realise is that this nickname was created by an author who was actually criticising Australia for being too complacent and indifferent to intellectual matters, and he believed our success as a nation was built off pure luck, not achievement. Which is pretty bloody hilarious, because the book was calling us out for being indifferent and lazy. We were too indifferent and lazy to actually read the book, but we really liked the title and adopted it anyway. Ignorance sure is bliss. And let's face it, we're a nation of bongheads, dole bludgers, and drunks. Instead of calling ourselves the Lucky Country, we're better off embracing our inner bludge and adopting a more realistic title, the Lazy Country. Geographically speaking, Australia is so isolated from the reality TV drama of international politics that we've become accustomed to chilling in the corner, sipping a VB or 3, and punching a few cones with New Zealand. Even our state divisions are lazy. We carved out land like it was a slice of
4 and 20
pie. Oi, give me that pointy bit, cunt.
Australia's terrain is so flat, dry, full of bloody flies, we've invented a hat that swats those little bastards away for us. And if you're a visiting tourist from another country who feels like tasting the best national food Australia has to offer, just head to the nearest servo or Bunnings car park to get your gourmet fix. Now that's what I call convict cuisine.
That's amore.
And when it comes to our national animals, we've definitely got the laziest around. Kangaroos can't be fucked holding their babies. They've evolved a bum bag to carry them while they punch on. And this fat piece of shit sleeps for 18 hours a day and spends the rest of his time getting stoned.
Hey, Blinky Bill, save us from that wood chip mill. If you don't do it, no one will.
Fuck off, cunt.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not judging Australia at all. I'm pretty bloody lazy myself. But can you blame me? I grew up watching two bananas who couldn't get the fuck out of bed, a wiggle who couldn't get the fuck out of bed, and a fat Japanese bloke who, you guessed it, couldn't get the fuck out of bed. And if I switched over to the sports channels, I'd find the one sport we ever invented that holds the title for laziest name,
Aussie rules.
Aussie tennis players who love to give up, our speed skating hero Stephen Bradbury, who won gold for Australia through participation alone. And if you thought our generation of cricketers were full of lazy ball tampering cheats, back in the 80s, one Aussie bowler decided to do an underarm throw against a New Zealand batter because he couldn't be bothered playing the game fairly anymore. Sorry, New Zealand. There's no question we Aussies love our sport. And down under, sports play a big role when it comes to political elections. All a Prime Minister has to do is wear a jersey, bowl a ball, or scull a beer at a stadium, and they'll have supporters for life.
In my eyes, probably the greatest Prime Minister of Australia. He relates to the people, the public love him, and all of the richies gave him a beer and said, have a skull. What does one of our greatest prime ministers do? He sculled it. Listen, they're going skull, skull, skull. And the great man Bobby Hawke nailed it.
But what happens when the world of sports leaks into politics? Let's watch rugby legend Mal Meninga as he begins his Australian political career.
Not everyone makes a smooth transition. Former Australian Rugby League star Mal Meninga tried a career in Canberra, for a moment anyway.
I was just a person out there making sure that I was, I'm buggered. I'm sorry.
Mal was a politician for half a minute before he tapped out. I've had number ones that were longer. Talk about taking the piss. But you know what? I respect his decision to tap out. Australia's political landscape is a joke in and of itself.
Okay, well tell me, what's the context, and if it's out of context, what is the context? You're not saying anything, Tony.
Our politicians are too lazy to actually do anything significant. They just spend their bribes on
campaigns that talk shit about the other party. And I'll let you guys guess which political party Rupert Murdoch, Australia's favourite corrupt billionaire, wanted to win in the 2013 election.
Stop the boats. That's our action contract. That's what we're standing for, and that's why I'm asking for your support. Thank you.
Stand up, Australia. Stand up for real action.
Use the media to blame domestic problems on the newest minority invading our shores.
Go into the city and cause mayhem. Every weekend, every Saturday night, Friday night, tonight, whether it's a girl, whether it's a boy, whether it's a dad, start cave their head in. Just cave their head in.
They'll go out and they'll hit you for no reason.
You see the fear in their eye? You know they're going down. But if they stand back up, you stand more up.
And if anyone else dares to stand up to them, it's on.
And these politicians constantly pander to the lowest common denominator, otherwise known as the bogan. The problem is, the Australian voting public are among the most apathetic in the world. And this is because they are predominantly comprised of aging pensioners slapping away their life savings on the pokies, or cashed up bogan tradies slapping away their life savings on the pokies. So they don't have time to think about boring things like policies and where our country is heading. Nah, you see, they're too busy gambling at the local pub, waiting for their next feature, chasing that electronic dragon. So to make their lives a little easier, our politicians use a political strategy known as slogans for bogans. A catchy slogan takes away the hassle of making your own decisions or engaging in critical thought, and it provides bogans with a nice and easy way to digest complex information. Whether it's locking up desperate refugees in offshore prisons so Abbott can
Stop the votes.
Turnbull constantly repeating
jobs and growth. I'm focused on jobs and growth, and that's jobs, good jobs and better jobs for all Australians. Have great jobs, strong growth, more jobs. Jobs drives for jobs and growth. Driving the jobs and growth. Grow and growth is driving jobs and growth for jobs.
Oh wait, sorry, it's Dada. Oh wait, no, sorry, it's Morrison now, who likes to say,
if you have a go in this country, you'll get a go. There's a fair go for those who have a go.
Or who could forget Kevin Rudd's classic,
oh, fair shake of the sauce bottle, mate. Fair shake of the sauce bottle, mate. Again, fair shake of the sauce bottle, mate.
Slogans make politicians appear relatable to the average bogan. In fact, K-Rudd single-handedly won the 2007 election with his iconic slogan, Kevin 07. By having Kevin rhyme with 07, he won the hearts and votes of bogans across Australia. For those who don't know, a good Aussie jingle will do wonders for any kind of business. Especially the business of politics. Other prime ministers, on the other hand, were less successful at convincing the public that they were right for the job.
Good morning, sir. How are you? Dickhead. Oh, really?
Speaking of dickhead, we Aussies fucking love to swear. Swearing is an integral part of our language, and one offensive word can mean many things for the average Aussie. For example, mad cunt, sick cunt are compliments, whereas sad cunt and shit cunt are insults. Basically, every aspect of our language and how we speak is incredibly lazy. We have a habit of shortening any word that has more than 2 syllables. Including our own countries. Australia!
Yeah, fucking oath, mate.
And ironically enough, we also have a habit of lengthening words that only have 1 syllable. No becomes no. Full stops are a suggestion, not a rule. And when we attend international sporting events, guess what our famous chant is?
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi!
That's literally just 2 words being repeated. It's fun facts like these that make me think, maybe we should get off our asses, address these problems. And really reflect as a nation so we can work towards improving ourselves to become as productive as countries like Germany, Japan, or even bloody New Zealand for that matter. Alright, maybe not New Zealand. But still, maybe it's time we make a change, put some effort back into our lives so we can grow and prosper as a country. Maybe we ought to rise up and... fuck it, it's my day off.
Tell me what happened tonight.
I was just sitting at home having some dots, and then the police come up, knocked on my door, told me that I have to evacuate just because they reckon it's a bomb threat around the place. And I just tripped out and I was like, oh shit, must be just happening overseas or something. But yeah, I just packed up my stuff and left. But it looks pretty serious, there's heaps of cops here and that. Reckon they're bringing the bomb squad in. But yeah, I don't know, pretty trippy stuff, eh?